he painted this white picket fence as Dream. He was like, you know, when you come here, you know, I'm gonna have this lined up for us. This gonna be lined up. We gonna be living good.
See, I don't fuck with bitch ass niggas cause I know that they fake. I seen them coming 1,000 miles, so stay the fuck out my way. Out my way. You said you want some smoke, so bitch, I'm a bake.
Welcome back to my channel, you guys. So if this is your first time here, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Right now. Go ahead. We got time, babe. We got time. We ain't in no rush. Go ahead and hit that button. We'll wait. Now, if this is not your first time here, welcome back to my channel. I'm sure you can tell by the title of this description of this video what this video is about. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. So I decided to go ahead and put together this episode because I feel like I only give you guys 10% of my actual life by adding these little clips together to create a vlog, but I feel like I don't think you guys really had a chance to actually get to know me, and I don't really showcase my personality enough. So I decided to do this episode, which is who am I, so you guys could get a better feel of who I am, you know, what I do, what I'm into, and basically get to know me a little bit better. That's basically the overall goal of this video. So I'll go ahead and just start with the things that I feel like that is most important, and then I'll go through the questions that I asked you guys to send me via Instagram. Just basically what you guys wanted me to go ahead and answer in this video. So I'll go ahead and just start with the things that I feel like that are most important that I think you guys should know. So firstly, of course, my name is Stephanie Royal, which is my government name. This is not a stage name or anything. That's my actual name, which is on my birth certificate, Stephanie Royal. I am 31 years old. I have a almost 14-year-old daughter. So she turns 14 in about a month. So yes, I have a teenager. And yeah, I had her at an early age at 17 years old while I was still in high school. Didn't really know much about life, you know, just trying to thinking I'm grown basically, and thinking I just know everything. So at that time, I would honestly say when I moved out of my parents' house at the age of 16, I thought I knew everything. So that's most likely how I ended up pregnant not long after, to be honest. So yes, that's just one child. You know what, to be honest, I told myself when I was at a young age, when I was a kid, I always said I never wanted to have kids, to be honest. And I think the same is true when they say God don't give you more than what you can handle. So I think that's pretty accurate in my situation. I think God knew exactly that I couldn't handle a lot of kids. Mentally, physically, emotionally, I don't have that type of patience. So I always didn't want to have kids, but at the same time, I am so grateful for my kid, because at the same time, my kid is like the biggest blessing that I ever had. And honestly, I cannot even imagine my life without being, you know, her mother. So I always didn't want to have kids, but I am very grateful for my daughter. That just made me feel like exactly when she was 17 days old. I don't know why I remember this exact number, but I do. She was 17 days old, and she just would not stop crying. Would not stop crying no matter what I do. Like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, she would not stop crying. And I told myself, whisper to myself, and these exact words was, I would never, ever do this shit again. And I meant every single fucking word. And 14 years later, still never a fucking game have I ever had another kid or got pregnant or anything, because I knew at that exact time that I mentally was not prepared to be somebody's fucking mother. But I accepted the job because I had no goddamn choice. So at the end of the day, my daughter is my biggest blessing, but that's probably the only reason why you just see me with one kid, because I didn't think I can actually handle it. But hey, I made it 14 years and she's still alive, so hey, that's that. But yes, I do love my kid, and she's the biggest blessing, basically the best thing that ever happened to me, and I'm so grateful for her. You know, she's the total opposite of me. Total opposite of me. She's just basically the biggest blessing. You know, it's not really I don't want to go digging deep into it, but I'm very grateful to be her mother. I look at my kid often and be like, why did God pick me to be your mother? I still sometimes look at her and be like, I really am somebody goddamn mama. And my kid is 14 years old, and I'm still looking at her like, I'm really some fucking body mama. But anyway, next question. We'll go ahead and go through. And I am currently single. If you guys follow my blogs, you can go back probably like 2-3 blogs from now, which was the worst call ever, and you will probably get a little update on my current relationship status. So yes, I am currently single. I recently just got a relationship, which was the best relationship that I ever had. And if you guys want to get more information about that, you can go back like 2 episodes from here. I think, yeah, it's probably like 2 worst call I ever had video. And you'll get a little bit more information about that. But at this present moment, yes, I am currently single. And I am planning to be currently single for at least a minimum of a year. So, like I said, I just recently got out of a relationship. And before that relationship, I was in a 5-year relationship. And before that relationship, I was in another 5-year relationship. So I don't feel like I really spent enough time actually to be single. Like, I'm always in a relationship. So I wanted to take this year as a year of some self-reflecting and some time for me just to really, you know, better understand myself and what I actually want. So that's why I told myself I was going to wait at least a year just to give myself some time, break, you know, focus on me, focus on my business, focus on, you know, everything I feel like I want to do. And then later on, at least a year from now, I feel like I'll be in a better headspace, you know, to mentally take on a relationship. So that's that relationship status update. Next. Why did I move here? To be honest, I'm going to keep it real honest with you guys. One thing y'all ain't never got to worry about is me lying to y'all, because I'm not a good liar. You got to cover up your lie with another lie. You know what? I suck at lying. So at this, I don't even lie, to be honest, with nobody. But the reason that I actually moved here is, to be honest, I was dating a guy for 5 years, and which was the worst mistake of my life, the worst relationship of my life. I was dating a dude. We actually met on an app called Plenty of Fish, and we both, you know, he said he was seeking somebody that was outside the Florida area. I could have sworn I was directly seeking somebody that was outside the Texas area, because at that time when I was on the app, I had just got out of a 5-year relationship, which was crazy. 5 years, I was with that person for 5 years too. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to talk to nobody here in where I was staying when I met him. I think I was staying in Houston. So I was like, I don't want to talk to nobody in the Houston area, because, you know, he might know them. He's a, you know, a popular person. I want to talk to somebody outside of Houston, outside of Texas, you know, because at that time, like I said, I just got out of a relationship. So I wasn't looking for nothing physical. I wasn't looking for nothing just too serious. I just wanted, you know, a dude company as far as to talk to, just, you know, on some phone shit. Hey, how was your day at work today? You know, on some shit like that. Nothing too serious or whatever was my idea at the time. I just wanted somebody really to talk to just get my mind off my ex. Because mind you, when I was staying in Houston, only person that I knew in Houston was my ex. So I just didn't want to, you know, I was trying to get over him. Didn't want to keep calling. Didn't want to, you know, just bother him at all, because I was bored and he's the only person I know there. I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to, you know, meet somebody that's in another state and, you know, talk to him. So it ain't going to be on no physical type of relationship. It just be something that we just enjoying each other's company, just talking on the phone. So we just were talking on the phone, and eventually it was like, okay, I want you to come to Florida and come visit. So I'm like, you know what, shit, I ain't got nothing to goddamn do. I'm kid free. I ain't got shit to do. Let's go. So I'm like, I hit up my homegirl, like, hey, let's go take us a fucking ride. We drove. The first time I came to Florida, I drove crazy, huh? Don't judge me, y'all. Don't judge me. I drove from Houston. So I drove from Houston, and then I drove to New Orleans and picked up my friend Chantel. And then in New Orleans, I picked her up. I'm thinking I'm about to chill in New Orleans a little bit, but I picked her up and we both drove to Florida together. So, you know, so I don't be driving by myself. So we came, and I'm like, you know what? The vibe was real chill. It was cool. And, you know, I liked him or whatever, and still wasn't nothing too serious. So after I left, I'm like, you know what? I really, really, really liked it being out there. And it wasn't more so about him. It was more so the vibe in Florida was just so much different. I'm like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was just like on some shit, like me thinking personally, even if me and this dude don't work out, like if shit hit the fan and me and him just ain't a good match, I kind of felt like, you know what? Where's the best fucking place to start fresh in life? But fucking Miami. If it ain't gonna work out between me and him, I was thinking like, shit, I don't give a fuck. I'm in fucking Miami. Like, it's okay. I'll meet someone else. So eventually I'll find somebody else. But at that time, I'm like, you know what? It just sounded like a plan. So he was, he painted this white picket fence as Dream. He was like, when you come here, I'm gonna have this lined up for us. This gonna be lined up. We gonna be living good. Like, I got this job where I make this amount of money and I be making this, I be doing this. I'm like, okay, shit. I could use a nigga who just don't mind letting me kick up my feet and chill for a minute. That's how he painted the picture, as if everything is gonna be laid out when I get here. So I'm like, okay, that sounds like a deal for me. I'm coming. Dropped my whole life. But once I got here, it was like nothing like he described it was gonna be. It was nothing. Like, it was, like I said, he gonna have all this lined up. When I got here, it was absolutely nothing that he said it was gonna be. So, but like I did tell you, I was like, even if shit don't work out, I'm still gonna be in Florida. I'm gonna be in somewhere where I can still make shit happen. So at that time, I was doing like celebrities makeup. I was doing photo shoots with like real big ass celebrities in Miami and stuff like that. So I was doing good. And to be honest, I was starting to feel like he was kind of starting to get jealous of the fact that I was kind of successful and making money. He was looking like, how the fuck you come all the way to my city, my town, and you doing better than me? And and he probably was thinking that I was just gonna be on some his shadow type shit. But you messing with a natural born ass hustler. I'm not the type of person that just sit around and look for a handout. That's really not me. I appreciate when somebody do stuff for me and make sure I'm good. But at the end of the day, I gotta make sure I'm good first. So yeah, you could go ahead and have shit lined up, but at the end of the day, if you don't make shit shake, it's gonna shake regardless because of me, because that's just the type of person I am. But I'm not gonna talk too much about him because, to be honest, I'm gonna leave him for my relationship status update video. Like, that's something totally separate, because that is a whole conversation alone by itself. That's a whole episode by itself. Just that whole situation, toxic, unhealthy situation. But I just wanted you guys to know exactly what brought me to Florida, which was the wrong fucking reasons, a nigga. So right now I live in South Florida, which is like the Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. I've been living in South Florida for almost about 5 years. I first moved here back in like 2017, and then I moved to Dallas after that, just because, it was, in my opinion, it was just too expensive here. So I moved back to Dallas after a year. Then I ended up moving back here because I actually loved it and I missed it and I wanted to come back. So I've been staying in Florida for like a total of, I would say, about 5 years. And would I say I like it? I mean, if I've been here 5 years, I gotta like it some kind of way for me to be staying here goddamn 5 years. But I would say I do like it because it's always something to do. It's always something to get into. It's just something. It's always something to get into. If it's not a festival, a parade, or anything, it's always something going on in Florida. So I think that's pretty much why I like it here, because you know, even on a chill day when there's actually nothing to do, nothing to get into, you can always go to the beach, you know, go on a boardwalk, just some chill vibe shit and still have a good time even when there's nothing to do. So that's why I love living in Florida so much. But before I lived in Florida, I lived in Houston. No, I'm sorry. In 2013, I lived in Houston. So before I moved here, I was staying in Dallas. And before that, I was staying in Houston. Before that, I was staying in Atlanta. So I pretty much move a lot. I move because I feel like I move because I get bored fast. And if I'm bored, it's just not going to work for me. So that's why I feel like I ended up staying in Florida the longest, because like I said, it's always something to do. And not saying that I'm just looking for a party all the time or whatever, but I mean, in my opinion, I'm young. So I want to enjoy life. I want to be 80 years old one day and feel like, Steph, you live your best fucking life. You could chill. You could sit back and watch Sanford and Son and enjoy the birds chirping in your retirement because you didn't live one hell of a life. So that's my outlook on life. I feel like life is meant to be lived. Life is meant to be enjoyed. So that's why I moved to Florida. So I mean, I feel like I'm rambling about Florida, but that's how much I actually do like Florida. It is a lot of pros and cons living here, but I would say the negative thing that I can think of about living here is that it's expensive as hell. It's expensive like living in New York. Look at me stuttering. Expensive like living in California. I pay like $2,000 a month for a basic ass apartment. And coming from Dallas, where I was staying at before I stayed here, I had paid $700 for upstairs, downstairs, 2-bedroom, you know, townhome. And it was real nice, you know. So it is the big economically difference as far as, you know, the cost of living wise. Would I say it's worth it? If you were interested in moving here and you were coming from somewhere else, would I say moving here is worth it? I would say no, not for you, because I'm still not comfortable paying no goddamn $2,000 a month. So I would never tell somebody else to drop your easygoing, comfortable ass life to come stay in Florida, where you probably got to work 2 jobs, get your side hustle, sell ass on the side, sell crack, sell fraud, do fraud, all kind of shit just to afford living here. So no, I wouldn't tell somebody to move here just because it's fun. But in my outlook on it, for me, what made me stay is because I felt like, okay, if it costs more money to live here, in my opinion, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make more money. So that's how I looked at it. You know, I'm like, oh shit, it's $2,000 a fucking month. But then again, that means shit, I need to make more than $10,000 a month so I can live comfortable. So I'm sitting here making sure, you know, how much I'm bringing in is equaling enough to be able to afford what I want. So I don't know. I do like living in Florida. I do see myself staying here for a while. As far as buying property and buying a house or buying land here, I'm not too sure about that. I almost was about to buy a house probably like 2 weeks ago. I was in a market of looking for a house, but then again, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even really sure if this is what I want. So let's just pump the brakes on that for a little bit and let's just, you know, see, you know, before I make a major step like that, let's just make sure this is something that I really want to do. Because at this present time, like, I'm at a place to where I feel like my home just may not even be in America. You know, it may not, hell, Florida, Texas, Louisiana, my home may not even be in America, period. You know, just because of the cost of living here, you know, I just don't feel like this country appreciates its citizens. So I feel like I want to be somewhere where I feel valued and I feel like I can get my money's worth. So if I'm paying $2,000 a month somewhere else, you know what I can get for that amount compared to what I would get in Florida for that amount. Like, it just makes more sense economically for me. So it probably be when my daughter, because she's about to go to high school in a few months. So it's probably be when she graduates high school. It's probably when I make that change. I'm not really sure at this moment. It's something that I really deeply been thinking about as of lately. So that's another story. We're going to talk about that a lot later. So let's go ahead and get to the questions you guys went ahead and sent me. Well, let's get to what I feel like is important to me. And it's kind of like my kid. And that is music. So I do music. I'm not sure if you guys know. I do have a music channel. This is just my vlog channel. But I have a channel called Stephanie Royal Music. And to be honest, I never was really one of those people that just grew up into music and felt like, you know what, I want to be rich and famous. I want to travel the world performing and stuff like that. It never was like that for me, to be honest. I never was into music like that. I only became into music, I would say, probably within the last year, year and a half. And it really started with, I felt like I was holding a lot in. And I started to use like writing as a form of therapy, like therapeutic, to be like just writing down how I feel. Not necessarily just writing down how I feel, but it was more so I'm writing music, but I'm expressing myself through music. So I wasn't writing down like a journal or nothing about how I feel. I would just listen to beats and music and just kind of write to that. And in that kind of weird way, it was easy for me to kind of express myself and release things off of my chest. So that's kind of how I got into music. And then once I started to actually record it, I'm like, damn, bitch, you kind of sound a little good though. you know, at first it was just, on some shit like, let me just release, get some stuff off my chest. And then once I actually started to go in the studio and start recording, I'm like, this shit is actually fun. Like, recording, like, doing music in the studio, like this shit is kind of fun. So I kind of stuck with it. So I just wanted to say, all that to say was, I never just grew up into music. Well, I grew up into music, but not my music. Like, I grew up into, I didn't grow up like wanting to do music, is what I'm saying. But I did grow up into music, and people I listened to growing up into music would have been like Lil Wayne as far as rapping, Michael Jackson. Right now, my favorite artist I would say is this guy named Protege. And you guys will probably seen him like a couple episodes back when I got a chance to meet him. And as far as right now, one of my favorite rappers will be J. Cole. And I just like people that lyrically challenge you. Like, you be like, how the fuck did they come up with this shit? Like, that's how I feel when I listen to J. Cole. That's how I feel when I listen to, Lil Wayne, with his metaphors and, shit in his songs. And you be like, who the fuck thinks of this? Like, you gotta be a talented ass motherfucker to just think of this shit. So, yeah, growing up, I was definitely a Wayne head. Just a hard ass Wayne head. Especially because I grew up in New Orleans. So I'm originally from New Orleans, but I moved to Dallas. Now, I moved to Texas for Hurricane Katrina in 2005, which I was still back and forth from Texas to New Orleans. But I moved to Texas in 2005 for Hurricane Katrina for the first time. And I don't know, it probably was like a strange way of me feeling like I wanted to listen to somebody back home to kind of get, because I probably was missing home. And that's how I think I really fell into a real hard Wayne head back then when I was like in high school. Alright, someone said, I noticed on one of your banners, it says, from your own planet. Describe what that means. So when I say, of course, I'm naturally physically in existence, born in New Orleans, Louisiana. But when I say I'm from my own planet, that just be my jokingly way of saying, like, I don't feel like I fit in. So when I be like, when someone say where you from, I'm from my own planet because I don't feel like I identify with my generation. I don't feel like I fit in with the females around my age. I don't feel like I fit in with the male, especially the male specimen. Like I don't really feel like I fit in. So I just be feeling like maybe I'm from some fucking Wells. Maybe I'm from Jupiter, fucking Mars, where we speak a whole different language, because it's just, I just don't be feeling like I'm from, you know, where my peers are from, because I just feel completely different. I don't feel like I identify or fit in with anything. Like, I just always, growing up, I always felt like, even though I probably wasn't treated like one, but I always felt like an outcast, because I just felt like I just don't get it. I just didn't fit in. So honestly, I'm a 420 friendly person now at the age of 31, ironically. But growing up, I didn't even smoke. Like, I didn't smoke. I didn't drink. I still don't drink now. I never been a drinker, but since I am a smoker now, but what I'm trying to say is, when I was growing up, I didn't smoke. Like, a teenager, while everybody around me smoked, and you would think that's when I would have started to be a smoker, but honestly, I didn't. I used to be looking at it like, I'm not about to be no fucking smoker. I'm not about to be stinking. I'm not about to smell like no weed. I'm not about to be no pothead, and I'm not about to just be doing that shit because everybody else doing it. I'm not no fucking follower. Why would I? You know, I never did it when I was young. But I think I adapted smoking probably, I would say, when me and Riley was together, and officially hard when he went to jail. So I was like, you know what? Smoking was starting to become another way of being therapeutic for me. Because I noticed whenever at night, because I don't smoke throughout the day. It's one, I don't smoke throughout the day because, bitch, I can't be affording to be hitting no fucking blunt 4 or 5 times out the day. This shit is expensive. So that's one reason why I don't smoke throughout the day, because, hey, them some expensive ass blunts, so I can't be smoking them throughout the day. That's one reason why I don't smoke throughout the day. Another reason why I don't smoke throughout the day, when I smoke, I begin to feel sluggish and lazy, and I begin to feel sleepy. So that's another reason why I don't smoke throughout the day, because I'm not trying to function through life and doing shit and moving around, but I'm moving at a slow, sluggish ass pace because I'm high as fuck. So that's another reason. I only smoke when I'm at home. I don't smoke out and about, you know, if I'm at a club or out with friends and I gotta drive home, because that shit I smoke, it'd be some good shit. And that ain't no shit you need to be riding around after you just finish smoking. And the last time I smoked, when I was out in public, I was doing like this interview for this like little podcast kind of radio station kind of thing in Miami, and I didn't even get to do the fucking interview. That's the crazy part about it. So when I got to the interview, the guy was like, they had like alcohol and all that shit there. And he was like, you want something to drink? I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't drink. I'm gonna just, you know, do the interview and I'm gonna be out. So he was like, oh, if you don't drink, that's cool. You know, we got smoke too. Did you say you got some weed? That's ridiculous. So he was like, yeah, and you could just smoke it out the bong. Like, then that you could, you know, get a harsher hit. I say, I ain't never smoked out no bong before, so I'm like, nah, I'm good. He was like, nah, if you trying to vibe on the interview, you might want to, you know, hit the blunt. I'm like, you know what? Let me hit the fucking blunt. You know, this, because I'm about to just, you know, ride out this interview and just and it, you know, let it flow. So I'm like, let me hit the bong. My first time. So I'm at the interview. I say, okay, I'm about to hit it. So I do one of them. I think I only hit that bitch one fucking time, y'all. One fucking time I hit that bitch. I hit that bitch on some It was like the big kind of bong or whatever. So I hit that bitch on some. Bitch hit a hard ass pull. Bitch. After I hit that hole, bitch, interview was over, bitch. Interview, I must got some weak baby ass lungs or something. Because when I hit that bitch, I couldn't even, bitch, when people were starting to talk, bitch, I'm starting to hear echoes and all kind of shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, I said, bitch, I can't do this fucking interview. Bitch, this shit is being recorded, broadcast. I can't do this shit. Y'all ain't about to have me on motherfucking TV on the screen. And bitch, I'm on that bitch high as fuck. Don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I said, you know what? And then the crazy thing about that is I had to call an Uber to get home because I was so high, y'all. I'm embarrassed even telling this story. I was so high that I couldn't even drive back home. I had to leave my car at the radio station, call an Uber, and then come back the next morning and get my car. So unprofessional. But lesson learned, because I never smoked in fucking public again after that situation. So pros and cons to every situation in my life. I always use that as a learning experience. And what I learned from that, if you gonna get high stuff, you gonna smoke a blunt, you better do that shit at your own fucking house where you ain't got nowhere to go afterwards. And how would I describe my music? I would say my music is more so just me. It's not even that I could put myself in a category or genre and say, oh, you do this, you do that. I feel like I just do me. I just hear a beat and I just go from there. And, you know, whatever my mind's telling me at that moment with that beat, and that's just the direction that I'm going to take it. So it's not specifically a genre. I don't even really consider myself a rapper. You know, I say it's more so like an artistry. You're creating art. You're turning absolutely nothing into something, and to me that's like a form of art. Isn't so I wouldn't say that I would call myself like a rapper or anything like that. I would just consider myself as an artist, music artist who just create music. So what I currently do for a living right now, so what I do now is I operate a cleaning service which is called Royal Pro Cleaners, but mostly what I do is Airbnb. So right now I have a total of 5 locations that I basically just put them all on Airbnb. And how I got into Airbnb, so the ex that I told you that I moved down here for, that I was with for 5 years, when we broke up, like a year ago, we broke up. And I did not want to break my lease. But when we broke up, he was a very mentally, physically, emotionally abusive person. So when we broke up, I didn't want him to know where I lived, because when we broke up, he was like threatening me that he was gonna kill me, all kind of shit. So I'm like, you know what, I don't want this dude. When somebody's threatening you that they're gonna hurt you, bitch, I listen and I take heed to that shit. I don't just brush it under the rug and be like, oh, he just saying that because they mad, he just pissed because we not together right now. I take heed to when people talk like that, because when people say shit out of aggression or when they mad out of frustration, that's how they fucking feel in the back of their head. So I take heed to that, and he would tell me that multiple times, even when we were together. If you ever try to leave me, or if you try to leave me for another dude, what he'll do to me. So, bitch, I listen. I ain't gonna be the motherfucker that's on a front page of the goddamn newspaper. It's a slaughter, you know, woman killed because deranged man, because he couldn't take rejection. So honestly, I just wanted to let y'all know how I got into the Airbnb business. So my first location, it was somewhere that I was living, and I did not want to live there anymore because, like I said, the relationship ended very toxic. It ended very bad, and I didn't want this person to know where I live. So I moved out of that place, but I still had a lease to uphold, a contract. So I didn't want to break my lease and then, you know, owe all this money to this location. So I just turned that property into an Airbnb. So in my mind, I'm just going to Airbnb it out until my lease is up, and then I'm gonna move out and just live full term at my place, which became, you know, kind of like a good thing, because after I've turned my first location into an Airbnb, I'm like, okay, the money that I'm making from my Airbnb is paying for the bills here at the place that I was staying before, and then at my new place. So I'm like, shit, this Airbnb is paying for the rent at my old place and at my new place. Damn, I might need to just get another one. So now the money that I'm going to make from that one, since the old place is paying for my new place, when I get another Airbnb, that bitch is going to be the money that I'm going to be putting in my goddamn pocket, since the other place is paying my bills here. So I'm like, you know what? After that, I'm like, let me get a goddamn another one. So I just started to get Airbnbs and Airbnb. So that's what I do right now, as far as financial wise, as far as making a living. I do Airbnb, and I also offer Airbnb coaching classes for anybody who's looking to get into the Airbnb industry. On my website, which is thestefaniroyal.com, under the Royal CEO Academy section, is where I do the one-on-one coaching classes on how to get started in Airbnb, if that's something that you ever was interested in getting into. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the questions that I was asked on my Instagram. I'm going to only answer 2 of them, because this video is already long already, so I don't want to, you know, it to be too long. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into the questions. And of course, most of the questions is sexually related questions. So I don't know why. Okay, let's get this straight. I don't mind talking about sex. It's not a, you know, uncomfortable topic for me. You know, I'm pretty comfortable. And I'm pretty comfortable in my own skin and my sexuality. So it's not uncomfortable for me to talk about sex. But it's like on my first video where I want to do a get to know me type of situation, like so y'all can know who I am. I didn't want to spend that video talking about sex. But I'll go ahead and answer 2 questions in regards to the questions that you guys sent me via Instagram on the what did you want to know about me questions. Have I ever been with a girl? Okay, so I'll go ahead and answer that question. I have twice. And let me go ahead and get this on out the way, because when I've been with a girl, it was 2 times, but it was a long time ago. I would say probably the first time I was 18. Second time, probably like, I was still young, probably like 19, 20. And no lie, that was the best head of my life. No lie. The best head of my life, period. Best head of my life, period. This is kind of weird, because to be honest, I'm not even attracted to women. That's the thing. I'm not even attracted to women. It was more on some experiment type shit. And it was the first time. It was good. But it wasn't no shit that I was craving, like I want to do this shit again. So it wasn't like, you know, first time just on some bum coochie type shit. And the second time, the girl was like so persistent, like a nigga. You know how niggas is when you just trying to like, you know, let them know you good, you're not interested, but they just keep on. That's how the girl was. So she was like, you know, she just wouldn't take fucking no for an answer. I'm like, bitch, if you want to eat my pussy this fucking bad, bitch, go ahead, bitch. Just go ahead. Just get it on out the way, bitch. If you that hungry, bitch, you want it that bad, just go ahead. Let's just go. So that time, best head of my life. She also used like this little wine type of shit at the same time, vibrator at the same time. First time I ever squirted. First time ever. This is a lot for a goddamn first time get to know me vlog. So you know what? Cut the camera. But yes, I did. I did. Yes. Would I do it again? Most likely not. Would I have sex with a girl again? I'm 31 years old. This happened when I was like 18, 19, 20. 10 years ago. Would I have sex with a girl again? I would say I'm probably 100% positive that I'd never do it again. And it wasn't that it was bad or anything. Like I said, it was the best head of my life. But it was more so I'm not attracted to fucking women. So it's not like we doing something, bitch, and it was so good, bitch, let's just be together now. Because that would never happen because I don't like fucking women like that. So, yeah, to answer that, it was just... See, this is why I can't leave my questions up to my Instagram followers. Because you know why? You know why? My Facebook and my Instagram is mostly guys. So, of course, most of my questions is going to be sexual related. So, that's why I got to come up with my own questions. Because on my Get to Know Me video, I'm not trying to be talking about what I do in the bedroom. I'm okay with talking about it. Just not on my Get to Know Me video. I'm not. Let's leave the sex topic on a sex topic video. You know, we should do a whole entire video just talking about sex. But that's neither here or there right now. This is just Get to Know Me. So the last question that I'm going to do, because the video is extremely long at this point, and I try to keep my videos around about 30 minutes, because you know what, I try to be very, I try to consider you guys' time, so I don't want to be keeping y'all all day, so I be trying to make sure my videos is not longer than 30 minutes, just to try to make sure I'm not, hogging up your day. Last question is, what is my favorite position? Of course, guys. So my favorite position would be, I would say, on top. Me on top. And it's because I feel like when a woman is on top, she have control over her orgasm. Like, she gets to choose. How can I say this? I don't know how to explain it, but you get to get you in so many words. Like, how to do it is fucking you. When you on top, you get to technically fuck him. So you getting you out the deal. So I don't feel like it's most so for the pleasure for the man, but it's most definitely the pleasure for the woman. So, and when you're on top, you get to feel everything. So that's why I feel like, for me, my favorite is, if I'm trying to get meat quick, ride it like a rodeo is definitely what it's gonna be. All right, so I don't want to take up too much of y'all time. Like I said, I only answered 2 of y'all questions, but I was able to tell y'all a little bit about me, so y'all get a better understanding of who I am. You guys know Stephanie Mo, so that was just my goal, for y'all to just know a little bit, even if it's just fucking knowing where the hell I'm from. Y'all know something more than y'all knew previously about me. So that was my overall goal for this video, is just to give you guys a better idea of who I am. So I feel like we accomplished that, and I can't wait to do more sit down videos like this. This is actually fun for me, so I want to do more stuff like this. So I want you guys to send me particular topics that y'all want me to discuss, and like more questions. I don't mind the sexual related questions, but damn, let's kind of make it a little more versatile and switch it up a little bit, so you guys can just send me different type of questions as well, and we could just answer them as we go in the next video, next sit down. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I don't think y'all know, but I really want y'all to know I appreciate y'all taking the time out y'all day and just checking me out, watching my videos, and just keeping up with what's going on with me. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and don't forget, I want you guys to always, every day, I want you guys to wake up and just live your best fucking life. Your best life. You only get one opportunity at this thing called life, and I just want you to enjoy it. Just live your best fucking life. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see y'all on my next video. Toodles.
See, I don't fuck with bitch ass niggas, cause I know that they fake.